Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. What can I say? This movie was completely and irrevocably awesome. The visual effects were bold and campy, and the blood was tasteful. I think it was all very fitting considering what the movie is about. I'll give you a big hint. Vampires. This is an action fantasy horror mashup of the greatest things you could ask for. There's action, revenge, romance, civil war, and the undead. And also, the vampires are almost completely desexualized in this movie, thank Pattinson, which makes the viewing experience even better. And because I had no desire to ask any of the vampires for their number, I was able to fully indulge the fear and anticipation that comes with the film. Benjamin Walker, a small-time TV, film, and theater actor, plays Abraham Lincoln. His intonation, rhythm, and stress were very convincingly like Lincoln, and he does a great job depicting a dynamic, compelling, vampire-destroying version of our 16th president. He teams up with Dominic Cooper, who becomes Lincoln's Byronic anti-hero mentor. I found myself legitimately fearing for his life multiple times within the first 5 minutes of the movie. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter gives a playful and sometimes gruesome spin on other well-known historical figures as well. This will tickle your fancy if you're a history nerd in any way. This movie is definitely worth the price of admission. It's out in theaters now, and I implore you to go see it. Otherwise, you hate freedom. So talk to me about this amazingly awesome movie.
All right. I had no idea what I was getting into because I didn't want to do any research. I mean, the title basically is the entire movie. Oh, I thought, but that's not true because when I went into it, it's actually a really good movie. Cinematically, it was magnificent to look at. The transitions were beautiful. The acting was beautiful. This movie was 1,000 times better than it should have been.
I agree.
It was fantastic.
It was one of the few movies I would ever see again in 3D. It was the effects were so cool, and the plot was so awesome.
Yeah.
After I got out of the theater, I just kept talking about it and thinking about it. I've seen it 3 times since.
I have too. Since the first time I saw it, I kept going back to the theaters because I cannot get enough of this movie. It's so good.
I agree. The vampires in it were legitimately terrifying.
Yeah. Like you said in your review, I was scared. I forget he was Abraham Lincoln at parts too, so he has to survive.
Right.
You know?
I completely forgot about that the north winds, all of that out the window. It could have been anyone.
It was something completely different. It was fantastic. Oh my lord, I could watch it over and over and over again.
Forever and eternally.
Yes.
Make sure to check out our YouTube page at www.youtube.com/thepriceofadmission. And if you were to write a horror fantasy fiction about a historical figure, who would it be?